Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact podcast. This is the Genshin and Chill podcast, and we are about to get into some interesting topics tonight. But before we get in, I am your host, DJF, aka Slasher X, and we have also Rocky D here. What's up,
What's
man?
good?
Let me just adjust the volume there a bit. All right. Sorry about that, guys. How do I sound now, Rocky D?
You sound good, man. You sound good.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we finally got Inazuma. We finally got Ayaka. We have a lot to talk about. So where should we start? Let's start with Ayaka. I think you got her right, or did you or
Man,
did you say?
man, I almost gave up hope, but I did get her. Yeah,
That's great, man. That's great. So what are your thoughts on her so far?
I think coming off of what was the last new character? Eula, right?
Um,
So coming off of
yeah.
Eula, I think she's
Kazuha
a
was the last new one.
well, yeah, Kazuha. She fits well together with her kit. It's
Yeah,
more balanced. She's not like an OP character that just does tons of damage, but she benefits any team that can use a cryo AoE user. Like
yeah,
her her
yeah. I
E
was
is
just
really
saying. I
good, her
keep
ult is
hearing.
really good.
Mm,
Her dash applies cryo. So she's amazing on freeze comps.
yeah, I keep hearing people using that word balanced about her a lot. Like they're saying she's not OP, but she's balanced, and
Yeah.
that's good because you need balanced characters. Although I'm pretty sure that some people would rather have OP characters, but
I'm certain.
yeah, but yeah, she's really good, especially for freeze comps, as you said. Her skills, the way they run into each other, they complement each other, and I saw a video that made me laugh so much, and like that just confirmed why Ayaka is such a good character for me personally. And I saw a guy completely freezing. Um, what's the other version? The hydrolector. What's it called again?
The I'm drawing a blank. I can't even remember right now. It's the
But
Electrolector
whatever
and
the name is,
the Hydro is the Herald. The Abyss Herald.
yes, the hero. I can I can never remember the name for that. But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
she's insane with freeze. I
Yeah,
can imagine
like
you just shred his shield, which is amazing because I hate
yeah,
those bosses.
yeah, me too. And I saw a guy and he had the herald permanently frozen, and I was like, yo, that was crazy. And the thing is, the shield breaks down quicker the faster you attack, and her
Hmm.
attacks are crazy fast as well. So
Yep.
she's like the perfect character to take down the hero. So that was like yes, that was basically the stamp of approval for me. But yeah, man. She's really nice. I don't have her fully built yet. I'm still struggling
Yeah.
with
Neither do I.
yeah, I'm still struggling with getting the flowers and the other materials because I pre-found Mora and the Purple books, but
Hmm.
for the actual materials from Inazuma, man, it's a bit tough to get that, especially with like time being so crucial these days. So, what level do you have your Ayaka right now, and
She's so here's the
what
funny story,
weapon
right?
what weapons and artifacts are you running on as well?
Here's the funny story, right? I still have her at level 1. And the
Wow.
reason she's at the reason she's still at level 1 is because I lost the 50-50.
Oh, I see, I see. Oh, that's why you said you
So
almost didn't get it.
yeah. So I lost the 50-50. I got Gene, but I already had Gene. So I got C1 Gene. And I figure, Abyss right now is
Yeah,
biased towards Anemo users, right? Jean is
yeah.
a great healer. She does amazing swirl. I could always use another Nemo character in my comps
Oh, oh,
for
yeah,
this
yeah.
current
True,
abyss.
true.
So I started building Jean, but I was still rolling on the banner since I wanted more Yanfei and Ningguang constellations, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was about 20 wishes in or something, and randomly I just got Ayaka.
Wow. I think like a lot of people, well, especially fans of Yanfei and Ningguang, a lot of people actually might roll just for one or both of these characters and pull Ayaka because of that.
Yep.
Now, the funny thing is, I pulled. I think I did I reach up to 80. I can't remember. I lost count, but I pulled a lot on that banner. But I basically almost finished my Primo Gems. I had 70 Primo Gems. I just had one multi left and I spent that on the weapon banner. Um, so it's like I pulled so much on that banner, and the funny thing is I didn't get one Ningguang, which is
Wow.
crazy. Yes,
Wow.
and I actually got a C6 Chongyang, and no hate on Chong, but he was a character I wanted at least I got one Yanfei, so her stamina reduction
Mhm.
could go down a bit. But wow, like I never went in that banner expecting to get a C6 Chong. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Chong with Ayaka on my team right now, but at least if I use him with, I can reduce cooldown or something. I don't
True.
know.
True.
But yeah, man.
I don't think her ult has a big drawback to it though. Like it needs a lot of energy or anything like that.
Yeah, it
So
actually needs 80
it
energy, which
does?
is
Wow.
yeah, which is crazy. Yo. So it's
Wow.
like people usually recommend to do like shower and run like a battery or stack up some energy recharge. Like maybe like if you run like I usually run her with Diona, so I can because Diona gets a decent amount of energy back. So I run with Diona. Um,
Mhm.
so like you get the double cryo, and double cryo is nice to run her with as well because you also get the crit rate boost and whatnot.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. So what artifact set are you planning on running on her?
So I'm thinking I'll either go because I haven't started farming the new artifacts yet,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking I could either go for the Blizzard Strayer set and just
Mm,
go all out crit damage because I think that buffs your crit rate for cryo, right?
yeah.
So the four piece. So I could either do that, depending on what artifacts I get, I could either do that or I could
Mm.
farm for the energy recharge set, which
Oh
I heard
yeah.
is really good for her. So she could just spam her ult and stuff. But I don't
Yeah.
think I'll build her as like a pure DPS. I'll more or less
Mm.
build her as like a cryo support type of character. Like if I'm using Venti's ult, I could also just
Yeah.
use her ult and have that
Mm.
go off because that's my intention for this current abyss before it resets. So I'll just have
Oh
her, yeah, especially for the Herald and
Herald.
the Lecter
Yeah.
because that combo will just go nuts on it. And if I have like
Yeah,
my my Shinchu as well that I
yeah,
have built, just also spam that and just do some insane damage. Because
yeah.
I have my I finally got some decent witches pieces for my D look. So
Oh man, I
I'm
know that
doing a
struggle.
lot better damage with my D look. And then I also have my Yanfei fully built, hitting her charge attacks hitting like 15k.
By the way,
And
what
then
artifacts do you have on Yanfei?
man, my artifacts on Yanfei are insane. If I showed you, you'd just be insanely jealous. I have full proper stats on Wondrous Troop pieces on my
Oh,
Yanfei.
that's what you're running. Oh, okay, okay.
So if I pull it up right now, because I'm in game, right? If I pull it
Yeah.
up right now, hang on. So for my, I think the only thing that sucks on her is her goblet, but I only have it for pyro damage. That
Oh, yeah, the
has
goblet
like
is.
that has like four rolls on flat HP attack, HP
Bro,
percentage, and yeah,
that is
that's
crazy, yo.
that's gonna be replaced. That's gonna be replaced eventually.
Yeah,
I have
work
a
in
crit rate
progress.
hat
Yeah.
with this isn't the right crit rate hat, is it? Ah, I haven't built the other crit rate hat yet. But yeah, I have a crit rate hat with 9%, 9.3% attack, 49 attack, defense, and HP. Not that good, right?
Yeah.
Then I have now this is the insane part. I have a
Mm.
Sans attack percent,
Yeah.
13% crit damage, 35
Mm.
elemental mastery, 11% recharge, 8% crit rate. Then I have a feather
Mm.
with 9%
Yeah.
crit rate,
Mm.
20% crit damage,
Wow.
16, 16 mastery, 4% attack.
Mm.
And then I have a flower with HP, crit damage 6%, crit rate 11, and
Mm.
attack 10.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. Yeah,
I also
man. So,
have some other pieces that I'm gonna work on them to put on her to
yeah.
replace some stuff. Because I really want to replace her because I have her using the Widsith at rank 2. It does
Oh.
a ton of damage,
Mm.
providing I get the so
All
the comp I
right.
use her with has Xingqiu for Vaporize.
Yeah.
So if I get the Widsith buff that buffs attack,
Mm.
I'll just use her and just go all in alone. And then if I get the Widsith buff that boosts elemental mastery, I'll just switch into Xingqiu, use his ult and just go full vaporize, which also does an insane amount of damage.
So let me ask you, if it goes attack, wouldn't it still make sense to use Shinshu as well? No?
The way I see it
Mm.
is I get more out of because it's a 10-second buff,
Oh, I see. So
so
you don't
I
have to
get
pop
more
time,
out of
that's which is
just going straight doing DPS.
yeah.
And then when I switch out, probably to like put back Zhongli's shield or something, or get
Mm.
some pyro from Bennett or something.
Yeah.
If I switch back and then I get the EM buff, just switch into Xingqiu, use his ult, and then go back into Yanfei, so I don't waste the time on the buff.
True, true, true. I understand now. Yeah. So yeah, your Yanfei is almost complete. So um what like about how much damage does she do on like average?
On average, her charge attacks do between 15 to 35k.
Oh, nice, you.
I
Nice.
didn't say the stats, did I? She has 67%
Crit
crit
rate.
rates and 144 65% crit rate and 145 crit damage.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. So you kind of you kind of balance there because you
Yep.
yeah, but you even have a bit more on the crit damage side.
So what I'm hoping to get is a better sans piece where I either get more crit rates or actually attack percent. As if I get more
Yeah,
attack percent, it's just gonna be insane.
yeah, man. Oh, how much attack was it? Like attack you out if you can remember.
So Yanfei on her own is 16k,
Yeah.
and with the Pyro Resonance it goes up to 17, and with the Witsif buff
Mm,
together with the Pyro Resonance it goes
yeah.
up to 23 something.
Oh, nice, nice, man,
Yep.
nice. Yeah. So before I move on the conversation, what how many constellations do you have on, and like where are your talent levels?
So right now I have her at Constellation 3,
Oh,
which I just
nice.
got. I I think this banner is has like a love hate relationship with me because I've gotten more Ningguang constellations so far than any other
mm,
character on the banner, and I've
wow.
gotten Noel on this banner. I've gotten
Noel.
Noel on this banner, which is crazy. So I
I, I
actually got
actually I actually could use a Noel because I have a C5 right now. So yeah.
yeah, that actually brought my Noel up to C5 as well.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
So
man.
I have her. I can actually level her up right now. I have her at
Yeah.
8, 10, and
Oh,
7.
wow. So you crowned one of her talents?
Nah, that's from her. That's from her
Oh, yeah,
C3.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. I was
which is
like,
really
man,
good because
you're really going hard, yo.
I will once I get the artifacts out. I'm definitely crowning her.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
actually,
nice.
since I have her at, if I get more constellations, I'm not gonna crown her. I'll
Yeah.
just leave her at. I'll probably crown her basic attack since she's a basic attack character, and her
Yep.
charge attacks do insane damage. I'll probably crown that. But for her ult and her E, I'm not gonna crown it if I get more constellations.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about crowning 4 stars, and I think if there was a 4 star I had to crown, it would be Razor because he does so much damage.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
I think if I get him C6, I'll go to the crown. But yeah, I when I like realized even like some of the, like compare some of the 5 stars, I was like,
Hmm.
man, if my Razor had some better artifacts, man, it would be. And like because Covista has I think he crowned his Euler twice. So I think if I
Oh
crown
man.
my I have a bet going on with him, sort of, but
Hmm.
like um I feel like if I crown my eraser twice as well, and I had like comparable level artifacts with him because my physical set is trash, you know. So, but if I get if I get some better artifacts, man, I'm betting that my razor can, you know, like not removing Euler's burst out of it, but like going in on like normals. I'm betting my razor can give his Euler a run for money. Yeah.
Oh man, that's some fighting words right there. That's some fighting words. Like just uh, only just basic attacks, no skills, no ult. I think you might pull it
Mm,
off because I've seen them hit the same damage numbers. And that's like properly built Eula versus Razor.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the
man.
thing about 5 stars in general is
Mm,
that they need more. It feels like they need more investment than 4 stars for them to do like the insane amounts of damage. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna end up with characters that do like basically equal damage to 4 stars. Because my Eula right now, I haven't
that's
crowned her.
true.
She's at like 878 or something.
Yeah,
And while she is my strongest character with in terms of like basic attacks,
yeah.
but if I probably I don't know had better artifacts on like a Kea or I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on if I had like better artifacts on
Yeah.
Kea or Fischl, right?
Mm,
Because those are my
yeah.
two physical damage characters. Then
Oh,
I
you
would
run fish
I
with
think
physical.
yeah I
Mm,
think they would actually give her a run for her money. Because imagine this, right? My
yeah.
deal my although it has better investment in
Mm,
terms of probably stats, my
yeah.
Yanfei actually out DPSs my D Luke.
Wow. You're saying that right now, and that is not out of the question for me. Like, I see it like I'm comparing like my 5 stars with my like really strong 4 stars,
Right.
and I'm seeing like on Bennett's day when he's in a mood, I'm just seeing his E just doing some ridiculous damage,
Yeah, some crazy damage.
Yeah, so I'm like, and I'm seeing Razor that he's like really good damage at times. So I'm saying like if I had like investment into his artifacts, I feel like he could really give his 5 stars for the money. The thing is, the 5 stars actually have a higher ceiling, um, because because like if you're a whale and you get the constellations,
Yeah, you get
obviously
then boy.
then yeah, it's going out
Yeah.
of the park. But like for the average Joe who's not going to go for C6 on Euler and whatnot, then basically you're comparing the C6 Razor versus a C0 Euler.
Right.
So to me, it kind of brings it a bit where Star might even be able to out DPS a C0 5 star if the C0 if the 4 star is fully invested in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right
But I
now,
yeah, you were
I
saying.
was gonna bring up the Chinese national team
Yeah.
where
Oh yeah, man.
it's all 4 stars right now. It's Chong
Yeah.
Yun, it's Shincho, and it's Shangling, and it's been that way for several months now. Actually, it's been that way
Yeah.
since what 1.3.
Yeah.
So
It's just running
yeah,
things like crazy.
yeah. Like if
You
you
know,
and
I
Shangling
said
is a
like I
character.
would try that team, but just replace Strong with Ayaka to see how that does. I want to try that out when when my Ayaka is built enough to stand on her own feet.
Definitely. I think I'm gonna mess around with more comps myself
Ooh,
because I when I finished built my Yanfei, I started building. And when I say building, I don't mean invested in artifacts, but in
yeah.
terms of levels and talents, I started building Beidou since I have a C6 Beidou now.
Oh, nice.
And even without good artifacts, her counter is insane. So I
You know,
was
I've never been good at hitting that counter. That's the one thing I don't like about Beto is like that counter and I are not friends at all.
Inazuma is like the best place to practice it with the samurai mobs because they
Yeah.
have this dash attack.
Mm.
So if you
Oh,
could
yeah.
time that, you could time anything with that counter. So I was
Yeah,
messing
that's a
around
practice
with
zone.
comps
Mm.
and I went into Spiral. This is with like trash artifacts on her, by the way. I think she had like 1700 attack, like
Yeah.
barely any elemental mastery or anything like that, right? Went into
Mm.
Spiral Abyss with her Xingqiu. I had, I think it was a Venti Xingqiu. It was her, and I think it was Bennett on the team. And I shredded floor 11 with that
Nice.
comp because once you hit that ult
Yeah.
and it's two enemies, right? So I had her
Mm.
on the first half of 11-3 with the
Yeah.
Bone Guard and the Rune Hunter, and she just shredded the two of them with her ult. It was crazy. And you're seeing small damage numbers pop up on the screen,
Yeah.
but it's like it's like
It's
30
doing a
small
lot.
damage numbers, so it adds up. So it
Yeah.
it, it, it
That,
was it was something.
that's what
And
I was
all.
telling. I was having a discussion about Kazua
Mhm.
and why, in hindsight, I would have probably pulled for him instead of Ayaka. Not saying Ayaka is not great or anything, but like he just fits my play style a lot better. And I was just
Mhm.
saying, in like on my second account, um, where I play Genshin, where my AR is a lower, my AR is like 30 something thereabouts.
Mhm.
It's like I just do one or two E's at the most, and everything around me dies. Like this afternoon, so like
Right.
I just did like two E's, and all the mobs around me died, and I just finished the
Oh
commission one
man.
time. And I was like, you're not seeing like big, but the numbers are there enough, like the little numbers around there to
Right.
actually destroy everything. So it's like he's not a huge number guy, but like in terms of AOE, man, the guy is crazy, yo. And like that, and what I was learning to them was that like my race like in that world, because like most of my artifacts are like probably like force freestyles, whatever. So
Yeah.
in that world, like my razors artifacts are almost maxed out in terms of like all of them 16 except maybe one that might be a flat. But no, I think all of them are 4 stars, but I think just one is just not on 16 yet. But most of them are on 16, and his sword, his claymore is like almost maxed out for that level, that world level. And my Kazuha is actually hitting, well, not in terms of you seeing the numbers, but like in terms of
Mhm.
destroying mobs and whatnot.
Mhm.
Probably even doing better than Race, and his artifacts are barely leveled up compared to like it was like on level 5 or whatnot. And I was like, yo, this guy is so PO. And the thing is, the other thing about it is, because we was running 3 star artifacts, yo, and Reza had most of stout. And because one was on 3 stars at level 5, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, yo. Like, yo, that's how it goes to show you, like, it's not about the big numbers. At times, there's other mechanics going on in the background as well. So it's like I've seen people running sucrose with Fischl, Beidou, and I think Shinchu, and just destroying the beast. So yeah, man, there's like I like that about Genshin, that there's more than one way to skin the cat. You have some ways. You don't have to depend on 5 stars. You can get the 4 stars running and whatnot. So yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah. I think there's probably only a handful of the theory crafters that also bring that up, where
Yeah.
the big numbers don't really mean much at the end of the
Mm,
day. You just have to. It's Genshin, while it may be a stats based game, where of course
yeah.
the better your stats, the more damage you do. You
Mm,
also need to be good at the game itself. You also need to be good at dealing damage and timing your hits so that
True.
because I know with because I use vape comps a lot, and
Yeah.
with vape comps it's very easy to miss the vaporize or to end up doing like
Hmm.
a reverse vaporize and not getting the full damage.
Yeah.
So you need to also be able to use the characters properly. It's also a skill based game because
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure there's people who have like like the most OP 5-star characters, Hu Tao, Zhao, Gan Yu, and then they still can't clear at least 12. I think Tectone did a video on this as well, where he was reviewing
Yeah,
someone's
yeah,
account,
yeah. I remember.
and then the person was like, "Oh, I can't clear Abyss 12," and then Tectone goes in, doesn't do much really, probably just changes around some artifacts, and he
Yeah,
goes in and he clears like 12-3 for the person. So you
yeah, and
still need
that's
to be
yeah,
competent in how you play the game. It's not just purely stats.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, and it's like the thing about it is like you have to know how the game works. You have to know certain
Oh
mechanics,
yeah,
and
definitely.
especially in a beast, it can be a bit frustrating sometimes, especially when you're around with growing certain groups and you know identifying which monsters to take down first, especially when you're protecting the monolith. So it can be a bit frustrating because you just can't smash your way through everything. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
game. I feel like there has to be a balance between not making it too over and analytical,
mm,
and so you don't fun are certain players who are not at that level. Because like I remember giving an example and for some of these puzzles, I was like, man, how in the world would some normal person just figure these things out? Like Genshin has some puzzles.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
know. In Inazuma,
yeah,
man.
yeah, man. So segueing into Inazuma, I feel like we've covered enough on Ayaka. Although like I wanted to bring up some stuff like it was interesting. I don't know if you really played it that much since you had it on level one, but I was seeing like some people speaking of certain things like they find that they wish her alt had a bigger range, and I know it gets a bigger range at higher constellations, but yeah, I don't. For most people, they won't really be getting her on constellations if getting her at all. So I just want to get your feel on like if you feel her alt is too small, if you feel how do you feel her kit meshes with each like how her attack flow with each other and whatnot.
So the way I see it, I think her ult is meant to be comboed with something. I don't think like
Mm,
standalone. You're supposed
yeah,
to just use it on its own. Because we've seen this before with Genshin, where they release characters in a way where it meshes with other characters that are either on the same banner or characters that came before on the previous banner or something like that. Ayaka to
yeah.
me is very much a character that you're supposed to swirl with. You're supposed to hit
Mm,
the swirl with. If you look at like
that's a very interesting. And I think you're right on that because a lot of people that have been creating guides on tell you
mhm,
using her event orchestra is really good. And
it's
it
really good.
when each time I hear that, it kind of burns because I'm seeing I tried to get Kazuha, I lost a 50-50, and I also lost a 50-50 for Venti as well. So it's like the
Uh,
only animal character I have is probably Sucrose, and I can't have
Well,
sucrose
it
on
doesn't
both teams as
necessarily have to
well.
be
So,
swirl. You could also like do freeze since the ult stays up for a while.
yeah.
Just either go in with like Child or even Xing Chu with his ult as well, and just spam it. If you have Barbara, use Barbara with AD and just go in. That's the way I see it. Because if you look at the character, because they're very like methodical in how they release characters and put characters on banners.
Yeah.
Because if you look at how the banners are structured for the 5 stars, they put characters that complement the 5 star or match the
Yeah.
theme of the 5 star. Because on the Zhongli rerun, I always
Mm.
go back to this because I had a discussion with someone about this. All the
Yeah.
characters on the Zhongli rerun used shields.
Yeah. That
That's
was.
Zhongli's major like pull for his shield.
Yeah.
So if you don't end up getting Zhongli, you would have at least gotten one of these characters that give you a shield. If you
Yeah.
look
And
at
I
Ayaka's
think.
banner,
mm,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just saying, and there something as you mentioned, another thing just came to my head as like why there were so many shield characters on there. It could be because they knew as the how would have just destroyed people, so
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
need a
definitely.
shield.
And if you look at Ayaka's banner right now, you have Yan Fei, which does melt if everything is trapped in Ayaka's ult. Yan Fei's
Yeah.
attacks just do melt,
Yeah.
which is amazing. You have Ning Wang, whose attacks on themselves are amazing, and you also get those crystal drops
Yeah.
in Ayaka's ult. And then you have Chong Yun. If you don't happen to pull Ayaka, you have a 4 star who does a lot of cryo damage as well.
True.
So they do structure the banners in a way where it doesn't like completely screw you over for the content,
Yeah.
and it also complements the 5 star character.
That's true. Because I was actually in that. It's interesting you explain how it works with Ayaka because I was really trying to figure out okay, why have like characters that
Hmm.
are really meant to be DPS characters like Yanfei. You're usually staying on Yanfei, you're not really switching out a lot of the
Right,
time. Ningguang is the same way as well.
right.
And only Chong was really the support on that team. So it's like if you have like all these characters on one team, to me they wouldn't really mesh well with each other. So it was interesting to hear how you figured out like why they would put these characters on the team. Because for me personally, I thought they would have released Shinchu on the banner because
Yeah,
Shinchu
for the
works so
freeze.
well with Ayaka. Yeah, Ayaka's freeze comp. And
Well,
you know, yeah, what you saying?
who was on Kazuha's banner actually? It was
Um,
it
it
was
was
Bennett,
Bennett,
it was
Razor,
Rosaria,
and
and
Rosario.
Razor.
Yeah,
That's the only odd setup that I would think of because none of those characters actually complement Kazuha, but they are all really good characters to have.
yeah,
And if you go into like the next banner, which is Ayaka's banner,
yeah.
Rosaria really complements Ayaka.
True.
Bennett complements Ayaka. Razor
Yeah.
complements Ayaka. So I think
Mm.
MiHoYo is very methodical in the way they set up their banners.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, man. So now what I something I found interesting was that included story missions for not only Ayaka but also Yomiya as well. I'm not sure if you've reached that part or where you unlocked.
Oh, I've done both. I'm already on I'm already on the Archon quest.
Wow. So you guys are a lot quicker than me. So
Yep.
so since you've done that story quest, what are your thoughts on Yomiya so far?
So I man, I really wanted Yoimiya. I love her kid. I love her kid. She's like because uh, Official was my main for so long that
Yeah.
I grew to like bow users a lot.
Mm,
So especially like for the physical damage aspect and really the rapid fire safe distance like damage, right?
yeah.
And since I played like Yoimiya in her story mission, I just love her kit.
Mm,
It reminds me of it's like it's like official Yanfei breed.
interesting.
Like the two of them cross together
Yeah.
because her skill imbues her normal attacks with pyro, but it does multiple pyro attacks each shot,
Wow.
which is kind of like Fischl's Oz passive,
Yeah. True. True.
and it does a lot of pyro damage, which is like Yanfei from a distance. So ah, it's a character I would want. But I understand, I have a lot of pyro characters because the game is so full of pyro characters, and I just got Ayaka,
Eh,
so I know I'm not gonna.
hold
There's
on.
a very slim chance that I pull her. I'm still gonna roll on the banner because I want Sayu.
Same here.
Yeah, but she's just a character I know I'm not gonna get, even though I really like her kit. Her ult is
Yeah.
a bit iffy
Mm,
though, since it does a lot of does a lot of pyro damage, but it takes so long to recharge though. So I'm trying to have a hard. I guess she works well with Xingqiu, but almost every deep
mm,
main DPS in the game works well with Xingqiu.
exactly.
So I'm trying to think about like what characters mesh well with her, and I can't think of anything.
Now, since we're on that topic, we're going to segue a bit into
All right.
some, how you call it, some predictions. Some we're on 2.0 right now. There have
Yeah.
been rumors around about who's coming next. Mihoyo seems to be on a roll right now, introducing characters quicker than they used to before. So when we were on the 1.6 banner, they gave us a little glimpse of the characters we have now, Ayaka and Yomiya, and
Right.
Sayu as well. So now that we're on a 2.0 banner, we seem to be getting a hint of who's coming in 2.1, and it looks like
You got a
from
lot of
what,
characters.
yeah, it looks
You got
like
a
MiHoYo
lot of
is
characters.
going to drop the Electro Archon, the
Oh man.
Electric Bow Girl,
Yeah.
and the Hydro Catalyst 5-star user, which all look very interesting to me. It I found the 2.0 banners to be good, but this 2.1 set of banners looks to be insane. Um, and I've seen some, leaks hanging around. They've just been popping up in my face. I didn't even go and
Mm.
look for them. They just appeared in my face. So obviously, I had to see what was going on. And I'm not going
Right.
to show exactly what I'm seeing, but man, it looks to be crazy. It's looking really crazy. Um, there are rumors that the Akon will come out first. We don't know exactly, but the leakers have been right before. They said Ayaka was coming first. So that doesn't
Yeah.
give us much time to say, man, it will really burn this out on that Akon, man. Because from what I was seeing in these leaks, she's looking to be
Man,
crazy, man. She's looking
I don't know
crazy.
why they had to do it like that because there's so many characters that look so interesting and good that they've introduced
Yeah,
in 2.0 and as and the trailer as well. But I'm just sitting here like, how the hell am I gonna pull all these characters?
exactly. And
Because
one thing I was thinking, well, because
mhm,
I don't fully know all the skills and whatnot, and I'm not a map guy, so I mean, I saw some things pop up, but I didn't focus on it too much. But I was thinking the Hydro girl, you keep calling her a five-star Barbara. I think she's so much more than that. It's rumored to be that she even can walk on water, like literally walk on water, and get mimics and
uh,
whatnot.
it's a Mona
Yeah.
replacement.
So no, it's not like how Ayaka and Mona moves, but like she literally walks on water with her feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that also the rumors say. But what I was thinking of, without like even seeing all of that, was will we finally get somebody that would release Shinjo of his heavy burden of being one of the best characters for applying hydro. Like will we
Best
finally
support
get,
characters in the game. Yeah,
yeah, we will finally get somebody to give Shincho a break and have like if we need a support on both teams, maybe this 5-star will allow us to use have that ability on like two teams, like whether you're running in a beast or whatnot. So that was something I was constantly thinking, and I'm really hoping that this 5-star will bring that ability to the table, even though most likely I'm not going to be pulling on her, but you never know. You never know these days. She looks really good as well, but I mean, an Archon is an Archon, man.
yeah. So what might happen
Yeah.
is originally, right? I thought they would be releasing like one 5-star of this element and weapon, a 4-star of this element and weapon, things like that. But
Yeah.
they've clearly gone in another direction and said, "Hey, okay, we're just gonna release characters because of the story
Mm,
and because not really because like players like need this or want this. We're gonna release
yeah.
characters based on story." So what I think is going to happen is that we're not gonna get like a Shincho replacement
Mm,
unless this new 5-star character replaces Shincho. I don't think we're gonna get a Shincho replacement until probably when Fontaine gets released or something
hmm.
along those lines. Because
Interesting perspective.
yeah, because we have Barbara, which her E constantly applies Hydro if you're in melee range, right?
Yeah.
Only if you're in melee range. But for an off-field support, I think we only get one of those cool elements so far. We have Sucrose for Nemo, Xingqiu for
Mm,
Hydro, Shangling and Bennett for Pyro. In fact, I'm not even gonna
yeah.
count Bennett for Pyro because his ult only
It's
applies Pyro
stationary.
once. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stationary and it applies Pyro once. Then we have for Cryo we have Uh, you can count Kea and Chongyun,
Yeah.
but truthfully speaking, it's only Kea because Chongyun's ult reduces your it changes your normal attacks into cryo. Yes, that's not really beneficial for you some most of the time. But
True.
Kaya's ult has constant cryo applications while you're able to do other things like that. So I'm only going to count Kaya. Then for Geo, who do we have for Geo? We have
Albedo.
I was looking at like 4 stars really
Oh.
because they would be easier to get. Who do we really have? We have Ningguang Shield, I suppose, and Noel Shield. But if I had to think about it really, again,
may-
Ningguang Shield
maybe
is stationary. It doesn't apply geo damage or anything like that.
yeah.
Noel Shield is also stationary and it doesn't apply geo damage. So
Maybe
yeah,
the new Fox guy
right.
would be the
That's what I
one to
was
do that.
thinking.
Yeah.
And he looks like he could be a 4 star.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he'll be a 4 star.
Right. So he's going to be like a based on what I've heard from rumors, he's going to be a Geo Archer character,
Yeah.
which is I I wonder how they're gonna work that out because
I was thinking the same thing.
they can't seem to figure out Dendro yet either.
Exactly.
So that's who we have for like off field and official for Electro.
Election. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we have for off field like elemental supports. Like we have practically one character. Sure, we have like in some cases we could use another character, but it's very situational to use that other character.
True.
Whereas you have like Xing Chun is again you could use him with literally every primary DPS character in the game, and he does wonders. He works wonders.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to mention as well. Um, the design for what is rumored to be a 4 star with the electric bow user, she looks amazing. Like I don't know, they really did well. Some people even favor her design over the
Oh yeah.
Archon, and like people are saying like yes, she should be a 5 star. Like she looks really amazing,
Oh no,
and it
don't
was a
don't
bit.
make her a 5 star. I want you to get her.
And it was a bit puzzling to me that they would make another electric bow user with Fischl around already. So I mean, yes, they can change up the play styles and whatnot, but it was just a bit strange that they would go that route. But yeah, I guess with the Electro Archon being rumored to be a polearm user, which everybody found strange at the beginning because I mean you would expect
So
her to be using
spoilers
blade
for the story.
weapon.
Spoilers for the
Yeah.
story, right? She does use a polearm in the story.
Mm,
So she is
that's
a polearm
interesting.
user.
Because you would think
Where
like a place that like seems to be based on katanas, the leading person would be with their main weapon would be a katana, but yeah, I guess not.
I don't think I'm predicting because I've played again. I've played a lot of gacha games, so I'm predicting
Yeah.
further down the line, maybe in like I don't know 2 years or something, they're gonna release some system where the characters get awakened or something and their weapon changes. So like
That'll be
rather
interesting.
than being locked into using one type of weapon,
Yeah.
especially for the traveler, because it to me it makes sense that the character that could use all elements would also be able to use all weapons. I don't know, that just makes sense to me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, as you mentioned, it got me thinking. Yeah, it actually makes sense for sure.
yeah. Plus, in the law, you have like a polearm user like Zhong Li, who in the law uses a sword, and
Ah,
you have Venti, who's a bow user in game, uses a
mm,
catalyst in the story, and a sword as well.
that's
I see something like
interesting.
that coming like way further down the line. That's pure
Yeah.
speculation. So it could happen, it couldn't happen. But for the Electro Archon, so you haven't gotten there yet. So I don't know if you want me to spoil it a bit for you or
No,
something.
let's leave it a bit in mystery for the people who haven't gotten there yet. We don't want to
Okay.
spoil them too much.
So I'm only gonna mention the trailer then, because everyone's seen the trailer. So
Yeah,
in the trailer, you see she pulls out a sword from her chest.
yeah,
I think I've already mentioned that in a part in the story, it is a polearm she's using.
yeah. So she looks like she's a dual user then.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Or
that
maybe
would be
she's like
really good. Yeah,
Child. It could be that
yeah.
she's like Child and she has a toggle on one of her abilities. That would be really
Mm,
cool.
yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Because yeah, according to the rumors, it seems like things will be going around that route.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, she looks really interesting. Everybody I've spoken to has said like they're going to be pulling for her. Some even have said, if it comes to a point where they have to blast the money, they will blast the money. So yeah, she's looking to be somebody that might be a must pull because I mean all icons so far look to be around like at least if not must but like close to being a must pull because of how good they are. Because
Yeah.
like even up to a day like today I'm missing not having a good animal support like Venti, and I told myself because I missed out on Venti, I would get Kazua, and lo and behold, I still don't have a proper animal support. Well, apart from apart from what's the name, Sucrose as well, but but yeah, man, I feel like these two that like um, it's rumored that the next two 5 stars, which would be those we just mentioned, the Archon and the Hydro Girl as well, would be they also would be imbuing them with their
Hmm.
you know their current element. So it looks like they would be getting a boost, but yeah, it's looking to be really really good and just getting out of that segment. Some other rumors, I don't know how true that is, but some other rumors are saying that we will be getting another world boss in 2.1, and it will be La Signora. So, I mean,
So
I was expecting her to be in Child's homeland, but maybe we'll see her a bit earlier than that.
so I wouldn't be surprised. Like this isn't really spoilers because
Yeah.
if you're playing right now 2.1, you would have probably come across this before.
Mm.
So I was exploring earlier today around Inazuma, and
Yeah.
I found one area that just has a boss arena that's completely empty.
Interesting.
So there's no doubt in my mind that they're probably gonna put, because we haven't gotten the Hydro Cube yet either.
Yeah,
So they're
that's true.
probably
That's
gonna
true.
put a boss there, and then probably in another patch later when they release more islands or something, they're gonna put the other boss. in another arena. It's actually visible on the map if you look at it. There's
Okay,
uh
okay.
there's a yellow circle on the map in
Yeah.
Inazuma that has nothing in it as well. So that could
Hmm.
also be like a boss arena that's just empty currently because the boss hasn't been added to the game yet.
Yeah. That's very interesting, Very interesting. Um and well, I noticed there's a since we have the pyro boss. In fact, Inazuma seems to have a lot of bosses, because there's a boss you found for Ayaka. There's a boss you found for Kazuha. There's a pyro boss, and if we get um the world boss, it might be La Senora on next patch. That means Inazuma would have like a lot of bosses in there.
Yeah,
That's interesting, man. That's
I wouldn't be
interesting.
surprised
But like
because
but
if you
especially
look at
the way
the
yes, they were saying.
if you look at the characters that they're gonna be releasing, they have
Mm,
Yoimiya who needs stuff from the Pyro Cube. They have uh
yeah.
Kazuha who needs stuff from the Kenki, or
Mm.
however you pronounce that. Ayaka gets stuff from, is it the Regis Wine or the Cryo Cube? One of them.
Yeah,
So that's fine.
she gets materials from that mechanical cube thing
Yeah, that
as
thing,
well.
right? The
Yeah.
mechanical boss. Then there's the new Hydro character that's gonna come out. They're probably gonna add the Hydro Cube first.
Oh, I know I didn't even think about that.
I don't think they'll be adding. In fact, maybe they will, because I won't say that because they've already added a second a second cryo boss. They've already added a second pyro boss. So probably they're gonna add some electro boss. That's also a world boss at some point as well.
Yeah,
We get materials
true.
for the electro archon and the bow user. So that could very well be on the horizon. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be to Nora. I think that's way too soon because I know I think she's a Sneznaya character, and
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
that's rumored to be like one of the last areas we get. So
Hmm, interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, the time runs so fast that before you know it, um, the 2.1 is on you already.
oh
Um,
yeah,
but, but yeah, man, there's a lot of interesting things going on right now, and I think it's a perfect time to segue into Inazuma, what our experience, what we thought we were getting, and what we actually got, and what we are currently experiencing in terms of the landscape, the new mechanics, the new bosses, the story. What are your thoughts on like what you've experienced so far in
so
Inazuma?
I haven't done the pyro cube, but I've done
Me,
the mechanical cube, and
yeah,
that is a
same.
crazy boss fight. That
Yeah,
is a
man. Thank
crazy
goodness
boss
I
fight.
have only.
I know, right? So so if you haven't fought the boss, what happens is there's a point where the boss just goes invulnerable, like the much like the Io cube. But it's not before the boss
Yeah, yeah,
dies.
true.
That is actually just part of the main fight that the boss just becomes invincible, and
Yeah.
then you have to fight his minions. But you have to fight a specific minion to get the boss to stop being invulnerable. It is crazy,
Yeah.
I, but it is fun.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I was like, when the first time I experienced that, I was like, what is going on right now? Like, I was just eating things and I was saying, like, yo, I'm hitting the minions. I'm not seeing HP going on. It's like, man, it was very interesting. I have to admit that it was very interesting.
Yeah, like figuring it out is is something, but once you defeat it, it's like, oh, okay, and then you have to
Yeah,
figure out how to do it each time.
yeah, because I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there must be some kind of easier way to get this done than we just randomly attacking the minions and whatnot. But I don't know. But it was a very interesting fight. I will admit that. Although, like,
I think one of them
let
is
me ask you,
Mark.
let me ask you a question. After you
Yeah.
beat the boss, is there another way of getting out of that place without teleporting?
So I had the same trouble where
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how, like for the life of me, how to get out.
Yeah.
So I ultimately teleported. But much later on, after
Hmm.
doing some of the side quests and exploring around the area, you find out that you basically unlock the correct pathway to go to the boss.
Oh.
So there is so if you look on the map, there's like a teleport point, and there's a teleport point, and I think it's a one of the hang on, I have the game open. I'll just look on the map.
Yeah.
So there's a teleport point, but you can't get to it from next to. There's one of the things to summon the boat, and even if you go
Oh
over
yeah.
to it, you're gonna be like, "Hey, where's this teleport point? Is it in the sky? Is it underwater?"
Yeah.
So you actually end up through exploring and doing some of the side quests. You end up going underwater in a
Oh, that's
cave,
interesting.
right? I'm not gonna like spoil it and say, "Hey, this is where you're going" or anything, because
Mm.
I can't even remember in fact. But that's how you get to there, and then you could teleport in and out because there's a domain inside there too. That's what I wanted to
Mm.
say. There's also a domain
Oh,
inside of there.
that's how you reach that domain.
Yep,
Because I'm like, I was trying to get there, and I was like, wait, I'm close to the place, but I just can't get to the place. So it's like,
yep.
man, that Inazuma has a lot of things in it.
Oh, definitely. Have you done the Have you done the quest for the cleansing ritual?
Um, was it like somebody that was possessed or something? No.
No, it was the
Okay.
with the with the girl that has the fox mask.
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
That is an insane quest line. I think that's the longest quest line in Inazuma. You just have to you just have to do it because that's a really interesting storyline, and it's
Yeah.
also just like it takes you across the map. Basically,
Yeah.
there's no waypoints or guides or anything, so
Yeah.
you have to figure out these things for yourself as you're exploring. So it really
Interesting.
brings the world,
Interesting.
it really brings Inazuma to life. The game doesn't just like hold your hand and
Hmm.
say, "Hey, this is where you go for this quest." Nah,
Yeah.
just explore. You'll figure it out. You'll come across it eventually.
Yeah, man, and that's good. They just give you all kind of different perspectives and different mechanics to use. I remember some of the things that I started using, especially I call it like the electric spider web, where you just
Yeah,
you just start. Although it took me a little while to get reason being, I didn't realize that there are some where you can take multiple like different paths while you're in the air. So I thought like everything was just straightforward, only to realize that sometimes when you're in the air, you have to take different paths depending on where you want to actually reach. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I had to do figure out, okay, you can use that to break down some of the electric force fields how about preventing you from going places? Because sometimes like I'm watching a guide and they're saying, okay, go over there to get to there, but they're not telling you, okay, how to do this because a particular thing was blocking you from getting it done. It's only like after watching multiple videos that I saw someone give a glimpse of it, and that's how I was able to figure out, oh, okay, I should bring this next time I'm going or whatever. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I think
It,
Genshin is really good at that. It doesn't like try to hold your hand and guide you through a lot of stuff. It gives you the
yeah,
information and it's like, hey, do with that what you will. If you find something cool, there you go.
yeah. For example, remember in Leeway, you had these rocks where they looked susceptible, so you use like razors, hold E or zombies, hold E to destroy them to see what's actually behind these rocks.
Yeah.
Now in Inazuma, you have something similar, but it's has electricity running through it. How do you break these rocks?
So I again, it's like again, you just figure these things out by trying different things. You
Yeah.
have to use instead of using like physical attacks on it now,
Mm.
you have to use elemental attacks.
Oh. So
So
like
if
you
you
have to keep hitting it until it breaks or something.
yeah, so if you have like a D loop, just uses E to break it instead of like using a normal attack.
Mm.
If you have like a barber or a catalyst user or anything, they could break it pretty quick
Mm.
because their basic attacks are elemental attacks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how you break it. It's just that it rather than using physical attacks, you just use
Mm.
elemental attacks on it.
Elemental.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I thought I was thinking like you had to use specifically electricity on it or something.
Because I was thinking the same thing as well
Mm.
until I noticed that hey, that I ended up accidentally using my D-Look E on it,
Yeah.
his elemental skill. I was like,
Mm.
oh, it actually took damage. I
Oh,
kept
nice.
thinking
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
broke,
That's good to know.
and then after that I tried Yan phase attacks and it did the same thing. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty much how it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
But it
that's good information there because I've always been running into these things trying to figure out okay how do I get this thing to get be destroyed or whatnot. So yeah, man, that's good to know, man.
I think that just goes back into what we were just saying about it's like it doesn't hold your hand in exploration. You just have to
Yeah,
figure some things out for yourself, and when you do, it's rewarding.
yeah, and so since you have um since you have Ayaka, how do you find it is so far farming materials for you? You find it a bit difficult? You find it's okay? You find it's easy? What are your thoughts on that?
So the way I farm materials for Ayaka is just
Mm.
run around the map because there's also because I'm still exploring a lot of Inazuma, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I see something that I can collect, I just pick it up.
Mm. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when I'm
man.
ready to like build Ayaka fully, I'll probably have like a large reserve of stuff because that's how I ended up.
Yeah.
Um, while I while I was farming for stuff for Chi, she uses
Mm.
some of the same materials as Diluc, I think, or is it Fischl? Yeah, I think it's probably
Yeah.
Fischl because they're both Mondstadt characters. So I was farming for like stuff for Fischl. When I maxed her out, I
Mm.
still kept collecting everything, and then eventually I got
Yeah.
Diluc, and I had all the materials for Diluc already. So that's how
Wow.
I normally that's my normal like farming routine. When this thing drops stuff
Yeah,
that I
that's
could use on
interesting.
characters, I'll just
Yeah.
collect it. Why not? It's there
That's
for
that.
to be collected, so just pick it up.
Yeah, I even like do stuff like that. Even like when I'm close enough to the little blue stuff like you're supposed to collect for Kazuha.
Mm.
If I'm close enough, I actually collect it. Even though I know like I don't have him, but I say you never know. Sometimes somebody in the future might need it. So this is what it is. Not doesn't take you too long to collect it and stuff like that. So yeah, man. To talk about the new mechanics, talk about the new world, yeah, man. Just looking forward to a lot of great things that are about to come. Because I feel like we're just getting started.
Oh,
There was a
definitely.
room. There was a rumor I was saying Genshin had spread out things through a 10 years lifespan for the game. Well, for certain features in the game, let me not say lifespan, and but they decreased it to 4 years. So I feel like
Hmm.
um, a
Interesting.
lot of things are about to happen. A lot of new things are about to come quicker, and it's just we have to do what we have to do. But I feel like the game is progressing in a good way. Most of what has been said has been positive feedback for me. So I think they must really be loving this and you know try and take advantage of that because yeah, man, it's really looking like MiHoYo is stepping up the game, and that's good to see because we don't want to be in a state where we're not doing anything and we've
Yeah,
lost
we've
the
we've been there long
excitement.
enough.
Yeah. So it's good to hear like a lot of creators praising Inazuma and enjoying the whole thing. I don't know why people just keep abusing themselves and doing things 15 hours straight or whatnot, but yeah, it's looking to be really good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far, and can't wait for the new characters. Yeah, man. Anything you want to bring up before we start rounding up?
Um, I think Inazuma is very much built for you to take your time because
Yeah.
man, quests they're very dialogue heavy. While a lot of it is voice acted though, so you could just sit back and listen. And there's some
That's good.
beautiful cutscenes. But you see, when it comes to like the statues and doing the side quest and
Yeah.
uh, the Sakura tree,
Mm.
filling that up because it has like 50 levels. It's very much
Wow.
it's very much built for you to like take your time with it. So that's what I recommend people
Mm.
do. I won't be
Yeah,
doing
true.
that because I don't much care for the story. But I do recommend that you take your time with it. More content is gonna come up in the next
Yeah.
probably in the next 2 3 weeks for it. I doubt
Mm.
everyone will be like 100% done with it by then, unless you're like a
Yeah.
low life in the game or a content creator.
Mm.
So yeah, just take your time with it, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the world, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's good to hear like that everybody has been getting good that Inazuma has been getting good approvals because I know so much pressure was on it to deliver and I'm glad to see that MiHoYo has delivered and
Yep.
will continue to be delivering. So yeah, great stuff to know. Can't wait. And I'm hoping that by the next time we have our podcast that I've fully built a yaka and well not fully but like fully enough to make a usable because I'm currently running two-piece glad two-piece cryo on her two-piece blizzard strayer because I can't seem to get a good four-piece yet. But yeah, man, I will update you all as to how I find she is as a DPS and where I've gotten. But yeah, man, it's she's really interesting. The only thing I don't know if I'm not using her mechanics right, but like I find that I thought she would be better at traveling on water. Um, like if you're using her by herself, to me, she like when she runs out of stamina, she just drowns. Um, I don't feel like the little pillar of ice she puts when she comes out stays long enough for her to get it, stamina back. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, but that's something I was saying. Maybe I should check to see if that is how it's meant to be or if that was an issue. But yeah, looking forward to letting you guys know how my bill went and
Hmm.
what we're expecting because every week we're getting new news about like what's coming and what's rumored to come and whatnot. So yeah, looking forward to getting in all that information and discovering new stuff, getting more of the story. I'm really glad MiHoYo is doing that. The only thing I would say I have a little bit of an issue with MiHoYo, and I know I can't fully blame them for that, but is that people who haven't gotten to Inazuma are missing out on the event because of the Primo Gems event is basically in Inazuma. So if you
Right.
haven't gotten to Inazuma yet, man, you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Because I do have some friends who are not in Inazuma as yet. Like
Me
if I go
too.
into their world, it's not unlocked or anything as yet, and they're still
Yeah.
doing like our conquests from patches ago.
Mm.
So I'm sure. I'm hoping these events come back around because it would be really
Yeah.
poor of me Hoya to like make these events once a lifetime
True.
events.
Yeah. But it was I was really hoping that you know they could. Because like before they were allowing people, giving people easy mode and stuff like that, to get a balance of everybody being able to do the events. But now to me, they're making it a little bit more difficult in terms of, um, having all the events in that place. And when I guess they're trying to push the fan base in that area so everybody can get to Inazuma. But it is what it is,
Right.
man. Looking forward to hearing about more news and telling you about what my showcase was. Yeah, we will be seeing you all on podcast 7. Make sure, podcast episode 7, make sure that you all tune in again. Thank you for coming and joining us to the stream, and we're out.
Peace. I still hit the
Peace.
game.